Hey there, future scientists. Today we're going to talk about something pretty remarkable that's happening in China. An invention that scientists are calling an artificial sun. Now, I know what you're thinking. We already have a sun, so why would we need another one? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore. This artificial sun isn't actually a star like our sun. It's a special type of machine called a fusion reactor. Its official name is the Experimental Advanced Superconducting Tokamak, or EAST for short. What makes this machine special is that it's trying to copy the same process that powers our real sun right here on Earth. Let me break down what's happening inside this reactor. Just like our sun takes hydrogen atoms and smashes them together to create energy, that's exactly what scientists are trying to do with EAST. When atoms combine or fuse together, they release an enormous amount of energy. If we can control this process, we could potentially create nearly limitless clean energy. Recently, the scientists working on EAST achieved something remarkable. They managed to keep their fusion reaction going for 1,066 seconds. That's about 18 minutes. Now, that might not sound like a long time, but consider this. The previous record was only 403 seconds. That's more than doubling the previous best time. You might be wondering why this matters to us. Think about all the ways we use energy every day. Charging our phones, powering our homes, running our schools. Most of this energy comes from sources that aren't great for our environment, like fossil fuels. Fusion power could change all of that. It's clean, safe, and uses fuel that's abundant in nature. The really interesting part about fusion power is that it produces no greenhouse gases and creates very little waste. Compare that to the power plants we use today, which release carbon dioxide that contributes to climate change. A fusion reactor's fuel comes from a form of hydrogen that we can extract from seawater, and we have plenty of that on Earth. Now, I should mention that we're not going to see fusion power plants in our neighborhoods tomorrow. The scientists and engineers working on this project have been at it for more than 70 years, and there are still challenges to overcome. It's incredibly difficult to create and control the extreme temperatures needed for fusion. We're talking about temperatures hotter than the center of the sun. But here's what makes this recent achievement so important. Every time scientists can keep the reaction going longer, they learn more about how to make fusion power work better. The team in China is sharing what they learn with other scientists around the world through something called the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor Project, or ITER. Think of it like this. When you're learning a new skill, like playing an instrument or mastering a sport, you get better with practice and by learning from others. That's exactly what's happening here, but on a global scale with some of the world's brightest minds working together. The director of the project, Song Yuntao, put it well when he said they hope this work will eventually bring fusion energy into practical use for humanity. That's a fancy way of saying they want to make this technology actually useful for people like you and me. As we wrap up, I want you to consider this. The technology we're talking about today could be powering your homes when you're adults. While some people think it might take decades before fusion power is ready for everyday use, others believe that with new materials and designs we might get there sooner. Remember, every scientific breakthrough starts with curiosity and persistence, the same qualities you use in your own experiments and projects. Who knows? Maybe some of you watching this will be the future scientists who help make fusion power a reality. Find the full story on Earth.com in the description.